Like, is that beer? She's like, yeah, beer, beer. They're handing out beer at the aid stations. All right, what's going on, everybody? Mecca here, and I am wearing my finisher shirt that I got for completing my marathon and my medal. I'm against participation medals. I really am. I think they're the dumbest thing in the world and just one of the many problems with society in this day and age. But this is, I guess it's different because you did have to finish the marathon in order to get it. You couldn't just participate in it. I don't know, whatever, but I took it. So maybe I'm a hypocrite, who knows. But I wanted to do a quick video. It's Tuesday today. The marathon was on Sunday. Just quick video of just a recap in detail. I got my phone here with my times. My official time was 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 43 seconds. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not going to zoom in on that, whatever. But, you know, so yeah, man, oh man, it was something else. It was harder. It was harder than I thought it was going to be, for sure. Here, maybe I should. They gave us this. I had no idea what this thing was until I saw people wearing them. And are you supposed to wear it like a certain way? Like they just had them on their heads? It's all the gear I'll never wear again, right? So, actually, I look stupid with that on. I'll just remove that. Yeah, man, it was much harder than I thought it was going to be. Much harder. So let me give you a walkthrough. Okay, so you know, I get there, fighting traffic, find parking. Stressed, you know, stressed a lot the day before. Like peak stress because I had no idea what was going to happen. Training, you know, some of you were like, "Oh, it takes 6 months to train for a marathon." Yeah. That shit applies if your name's not a Echo Psi. Okay, I do what's impossible. I literally trained a month and a half for this. You know, because that's when I met my coach Javier, who really helped me through this, and. You know, it was, you know, I was concerned because I knew there's a saying, you know, it's you can bullshit your way through a half marathon, you can't a full marathon, and I know that, I understood that. I've done a couple halves, and you know, I didn't really train for them, just kind of get up and go, and but this one I knew I was going to have to train because I had no idea what was going to happen after the 21 mile or 21 kilometer mark. I knew I had no idea what my body was going to do, if it was going to shut down, if my legs were going to stop working, if mentally I wasn't going to be able to do it. Like that, I was concerned about that because I never had done a physical activity for so long consistently before. The longest training run I did was 21 kilometers. I think I ended up getting a cold when I was supposed to go out into a 30-kilometer run. And not doing that and getting sick for about a week and a half almost. I was fighting a cold leading up to the marathon. Within the last 14 days, I was sick for about a week and a bit. I'm still I got the sniffles again because of running in the cold on Sunday. But I was really concerned if how, you know, missing that run and then screwing up my training routine. I was really concerned if what was going to happen. So I reached out to my friend Angie, and she kind of was like, "Don't worry, you'll do it." And my coach was like, "Yeah, you don't have a choice. It's like you'll do it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good point." Like, I think mentally I was ready for it. I just wasn't sure how my body was going to handle it. You know, my legs. And he's like, "Yeah, your legs don't have a choice. They're going. Like, they're going to do it." And I'm like, "No, that's a good point. I don't have a choice. They will do it." But yeah, so we get there, and you know, kind of by myself trying to figure things out. And you know, of course, my Spanish is not best, so I'm just trying to figure out where to go and you know, and everything. And I'm stressing it because I don't have my bib on my shirt yet because I couldn't see the freaking safety pins inside there. So then the girl shows me, "Oh, they're right in here." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And anyway, so I go and we start going off and feeling good. Get through the park and everything. I'll try to post pictures throughout up here. As I'm chatting, so you can see. But yeah, so you start off going, and I'm running with. There's this freaking Indian dude and Mexican Indian dude, native. And he's decked out in chief gear, like freaking has the like ching 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 chings going on, and hopefully that video picks up some sound on this. But oh my god, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm running with this dude. If this guy can do it in this, and it's like cold, it's a couple degrees out, freaking cold. That was another thing that surprised us, right? Like it snowed 2 days before the marathon. I was worried about running in heat. Didn't even think about running in the cold. And like I left all my cold weather gear in Canada. And so like the day before I was like, shit, I can't run in this weather in shorts and freaking t-shirt. Like it was too cold. And maybe before, like when I did my first half, it was -10 and I ran it in a long sleeve like this in shorts with gloves and a toque. Totally fine. But I was climatized to the weather there. I've been out of the cold for so long that when it drops below 10 degrees, I start feeling it. It's also the desert here, so it's a very dry cold. Like those of you, if you're in the Okanagan, if you know where that is, I don't know what part of the States it would be equivalent to, or anywhere else in the world. But so I'm not acclimatized to the cold anymore. And so when it's cold, like you freaking feel it. So I was like, oh my God, I need to go buy clothes. And so went and spent like a couple $100 on some nice Under Armour stuff, freaking wicked stuff, man. I never knew Under Armour I knew it was good, but I never really understood it. And like, man, stuff was wicked. So I do a quick run the night before in it, freaking freezing, just to, see how everything works, right? And it was good because it got rid of some tags and some things that annoyed me, right? But yeah. So anyway, so it was cold. So you get going, and I'm feeling good, right? The vibe there. There's like thousands of people there, and I think like 6,000-7,000 people, and so the vibe's good, and get off to a good start, and I'm running with the group, the 4:30 group. And I'm pretty sure that, I don't know how they were doing it. I'm pretty sure that meant like they were going to complete it in 4 hours and 30 minutes. Or the pace was going to be 4 minutes and 30 seconds a kilometer. I don't really know. But I was running with them, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good. If I finish in 4 hours, 30 minutes, whatever it was. And I'm running, feeling good. And then about kilometer... Let me check my phone here. Let's see. Yeah, it was about kilometer 7. My leg, my right leg starts going numb, like pins and needles numb. It started on my foot and then it was moving up my whole leg. And by kilometer 10, it was like done. Like couldn't feel it. And I'm like, still there, but it's numb. And I'm like, what the hell? I got 30 more kilometers to go. And so I'm like stopping, trying to like, figure out, okay, did I cut off blood flow somewhere or what's going on? Trying to stretch it out a little bit. And, I kept feeling like I had like a big ass rock in my shoe, but nothing was there. I'm like, weird. Okay. And so I'm running, and it's like numb, severe pins and needles, but I'm like, every time I hit it, I'm like, it's hurting. And so I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll deal with it in a few hours. And because it's like whatever, I'm just gonna have to fight through it. And the whole time I was like, man, if sports athletes, professional athletes, and they go through their matches, their games, their whatever, with like, I remember Sean wrestling with a, messed up back that needed surgery, and, you can see that pain on his face during that match. And you know, I'm just thinking, man, if those guys can do that, you know, my leg hurting a little bit, I'm sure it's fine. I'll fight through it. And that's what was going through my mind then the entire time. It's like, whatever, this is nothing. Like, it'll just, you know, I'll fight it out. And it lasted probably about 5-6 kilometers like that. And yeah, so that was like the first like major challenge. But I did like my 10K, my first 10K, I did 1 hour and 4 minutes and 1 second at a 6:25 per kilometer. Like, not bad. It was one of my faster 10Ks recently. So pretty good, despite 3 kilometers, my leg, you know, not being there. But, you know, feeling good. And I'm like thinking, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm feeling good, like making good time. And I, you know, getting cocky almost. And then I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Okay, let's see how cocky you are in 3 hours, right? Like, that's what I'm telling myself. You know, let's see how cocky you are in 3 hours, my guy. Okay. And like, you know, it was bringing me back to reality. I'm like, all right, let me just find a good groove and just, you know, keep going. And so, you know, keep going. And we're running through downtown at this part. And we're going through some underground tunnels and stuff. And they got music pumping and TV screens. And like, there were people doing salsa dancing. And like, I'm like, wow, this is a lively group. This is kind of cool. You know, it was very different than the runs that I've done back in Canada. So I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, right? And so keep going, and then approach, kilometer 15, hour 37 minutes in, and you know, still making all right time, 6:29 a kilometer, and leg back, feeling my leg now. All right, so you know, I'm like, all right, sweet, that's done, and you know, moving forward. And it's funny, the main issues I thought I was going to have, one of them was shin splints, right? I've been having major issues with shin splints. None whatsoever. Didn't have any issues whatsoever. So I was super happy about that. That was cool. None of the major issues I thought were going to happen showed up. So you know, so keep running. You know, bathrooms they didn't have a lot of bathrooms there. They only had like 2 porta potties at almost every water station, I guess. Like 2 porta potties. Are you kidding me? So like, you know, I just break out, go do my thing, and you know, around the corner type of thing. And people were like, oh, you found a spot, you know. So everyone's kind of watching whenever somebody would like take off and then come back, you know, somebody else would like go to that spot. So, you know, it is what it is. They could have done a bit better with bathrooms, I think. Okay, so we get to kilometer 17, 18, right? I tried to do another video because I wanted to video it, and I use my old iPhone to run with. And damn thing dies, shuts off, telling me battery's dead. And it wasn't dead, it was fully charged. When I plugged it in, when I got back home, it turned on, 70% battery left. Piece of garbage, man. I hate how Apple's products, when they get old, they just stop working properly. Like, oh, I was so mad. Because I've never actually ran longer than 5 kilometers without headphones on, without music. So no, liar. Okay, I've done a half with it. No, oh wait, sorry, without music. Yeah, no, I've never really ran more than 5 kilometers without actually having my music going or a book going or something in my ear, right? So I had no clue how I was going to do this. So it shuts off, and I'm like, no, because I'm thinking, it's like I wanted to record stuff and vlog and, you know, do my thing while I was doing it, to capture the memories for me, right? And so I was so mad. I like almost threw my phone. I was like, I don't want this thing on me at all anymore. And yeah, I was really upset. Like, that really, really ticked me off. And, you know, I cooled down, and I was like, all right, maybe I won't throw away my phone right now because I'll probably end up regretting it. And then I was thinking, I was like, all right, I'll hide it somewhere, and I'll just drive over and come get it in a few hours. Hopefully it's there. If not, he gives us, you know, it's an old phone that I only use for music now. And then I was like, no. And luckily I'm wearing these compression pants, the Under Armour one, and so they're super tight. So I was like, oh, I'll just throw them in my in my waistband, right? Threw them on my waistband, threw my headphones in my pocket. Good to go. Didn't move it. It didn't move at all or anything. So that was good. So my hands were free. And oh my God, running with my hands free was just so much better. And it's funny, I did not miss my music or notice it at all. It wasn't until long after I got home, I'm like, oh my God, wow, I did the whole thing without music. How did I do that? And so I'm really gonna start looking to invest into a watch now, like one of those Garmin things. Maybe Santa will bring me one for Christmas or my birthday in January, but who knows? Santa, if you're watching, a Garmin, don't care what model, anyone, that'd be awesome. Yeah, so that was kind of a cool thing for me, because running without anything in my hand is just kind of more free, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna start doing that more, because it was neat. It was kind of a cool experience. So I'm gonna try to do that a bit more now. Plus, I wasn't playing with my headphones, the freaking things, and I gotta get new headphones that stay in your ear, but I don't even know if I'll do that anymore. We'll see. Anyway, so I get to the halfway mark. So 21 kilometers, we're at 2 hours and 26 minutes, 17 seconds. We're now at 6:58 a kilometer. Slowing down a little bit, feeling good. And so this is where things really started getting interesting, because I was entering no man's land. This was uncharted territory for me. Yeah. So going into it, and it's funny, my times, you can see here, they really just start slowing down. 25 kilometers in, stomach growling, getting hungry now. I had one orange slice at the thing. So this was my other main concern. I was like, what am I going to do for fuel? I've never gone that far, I've never done this type of thing without fuel. So how am I gonna have enough fuel, to eat the day before, and so to speak. So I had an orange, and I don't know what was in the orange, but oh my God, it was like the best freaking orange I've ever had. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start grabbing a whole bunch of these, at the different stations. And so whatever. So fuel wasn't a big issue. I don't think they had enough for as many participants, because we got to some of the stations and it was like, where the hell's the water? Where's the Powerade? Where are the freaking banana slices? Like, some of them, you could tell the stations were done. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I know I'm not last. There were still 1,000 people behind me when I finished the line. So, but I'm like, are you kidding me? So I don't know if all races are done like that, but I thought that was a little odd. So eventually we got to another station where they had some more bananas and thing, and I just grabbed a handful and ran and chowed those down. But I was taking the salt tablets. Angie told me, hey, pop the salt tablets, they'll help with, so you don't get cramps. And those were great, no cramps or anything. I was also taking this rhodiola, something like that. I wonder where that is now. And I was popping those in the beginning, and then I popped 2 at kilometer 21. And did they help? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. But it kind of gives you like a boost of energy. Anyways, so kilometer 25, we're at 3 hours now, right? 7 minutes, 16 seconds a kilometer. Kilometer 30, we go to 7:43. This is where things really start getting tough for me. Because we're running past the Costco. I don't like driving to the Costco because it's far. And I'm like running past the Costco and looking at Costco. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm here on foot. What the hell? I don't even like driving here. And so that was kind of humorous. But we're running through the tunnel, right? And we're running, and I grab water. Oh my God! Okay, get this. Mexicans are fat, most of them, not all of them, right? But a lot of them are fat. And I've talked to my coach about this. He's like, no, it's just a culture thing, right? All they do is flour and cheese and pop. It's like their diets are horrible. That's why they're so fat. It's like, they're trying, like, health is and the health consciousness is coming to Mexico, but it's like I compare it, it's like where Canada is, Mexico's 20 years behind in terms of health. Like almond milk's a couple years old here. Almond milk. So, it's funny because I talked to my health buddies about this when, while we're down here, and, they kind of give me the insiders point of view on it. They're like, yeah, no, it's a struggle for so many people here because of it's easier to break it in the States because there's not that traditional or cultural mindset, right? Like they're like, try telling, my tita, my grandma, it's like, no, tortillas are not healthy for you. Like, don't eat tortillas. Like, she'll slap you. Like, so there's that type of mentality still, right? And we're running, and there's these freaking flats of Pepsi or of Coca-Cola, flats of them, and I'm running. I'm like, no way. That it must be for the people, watching the, manning the booths, right? No way they're giving those out during a freaking marathon. No way. I'm running, and then I see cups, right? And I'm running, and I look in, I'm like, black liquid. I'm like, what? Freaking couldn't believe it. They're giving out Coca-Cola at the stations. Water, Powerade, and Coca-Cola. I was like, are you kidding me? And the whole time, I was like in shock. I could not believe it. And I was like, how do they justify that being healthy? What type of health benefit? What type of benefit does it have for runners? Pure sugar. Like, don't they, like, what the hell? If I'm wrong here, if there is some sort of health benefit for drinking Coke while you're working out like this, please correct me and I'll do a whole video and retract this one. But oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, these poor people, and like I said, it's not all Mexicans. Some of them are in fantastic shape, but man, I've seen some sad stuff here. That's part of it. So we're running through the tunnel, right? And then I'm riding. Aid station. I see like Coors Light. Look at somebody. This is kilometer 30. Kilometer 30, it's 10:41 a.m. Coors Light. Girl with a freaking cup. I'm like, is that beer? She's like, yeah. I'm like, no. Beer. They're handing out beer at the aid stations after kilometer 30. Beer. Coors Light, it's like, flavored water, but beer. Mexico, what the fuck? Wow. I was like in disbelief. I was like, but, I'm just trying to justify. I was like, okay, maybe like on a half or a 10K or something. But I'm like, man, anyone who makes it this far, because at this point, I'm like, my body's shutting down. Like legs starting to really hurt. And, I'm probably starting to walk a little bit more than run. And I'm like, man, who on their right mind is enjoying themselves this much? Who's at the level I'm at? Who's like, yeah, let's start drinking some beer. I was just like, oh my God. And then we passed a couple more aid stations. And the oranges are disappearing. There's still oranges there. Now there's limes with these little cups with small amounts of liquid in them. And I'm like, no fucking way. Tequila shots. This is kilometer like 35 now. Okay? Tequila shots. The next thing, I was like, shit, they're just going to have a table with lines of Coke. Like, I wasn't going to be surprised. I can't, like, why would you do this at such a at a health conscious event? I couldn't understand it. Like, yeah, it was just, yeah, I thought it was so strange. And like, I just couldn't believe it. Oh, and one person died. Maybe this is why, but had like, I don't know, some sort of heart issue. Ambulance drove by me wife told me the next day, right? She's like, oh man, somebody died. And yeah, he ended up dying during the race. And he was probably drinking Coke and beer and tequila and running, because he died like, it was somewhere around kilometer 30, 32. Ambulance drove by me, and they were driving where we were running. So it was like, you could tell it was an actual emergency. But yeah, he ended up dying, and he probably shouldn't be, that sucks, but shit, man, and hey, you got to tell me, those of you who ran big races like this before, like the Coke, the beer, normal, like, is that just, like I said, this was my first one, so maybe I'm missing something. Is that normal? Like, do you get in the States and Canada? Is that normal? So, but yeah, anyways, kilometer 35, my legs are done, and I'm like done. I'm like trying to walk or trying to run, and it's just like, run 10 steps. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Like, just done. And, that was basically it until the finish line. I ran the last, like, maybe 600 meters. Could have been closer to 200. Can't tell. But as soon as I saw the finish line, I was like, all right, let's go. And, it was, man, it was emotional at times, thinking like, wow, doing my marathon, starting off, I was like, whew, this is insane. Can't believe I'm doing this. And, and then, wrapping it up, it was just like, whew, wow. But, it was definitely, it was way harder than I ever could have imagined. I think I would like to do another one. Now like try to 5-hour type of thing. But, I won't do any working out or anything until Thursday, a couple more days. But, just to know that I could, do an activity for that 6 hours nonstop. I hit it, like, the only time I stopped was bathroom. And, honestly, it was the bathroom. And like when I had to stretch, when I was trying to figure out why my leg was asleep. But other than that, like I walked, but I refused to let myself stop. I was like, no stopping, Mecca, no stopping. I did so much self-talk to myself. I was like, there's no stopping. Stopping and resting is not gonna bring you closer to the end. That's what I was telling myself. Like, stopping and taking a break ain't bringing you closer to finishing this thing. Your break is a walk. And I think, like, yeah, I did a lot of funny self-talk. I wish I could remember all the things I was telling myself, but it was, I walked backwards for some of it as well, probably a few hundred meters. I was like, just turned around and started walking backwards. And I'm like, oh, wow, it was just so different for my legs. I was like, oh yeah, it almost felt like I was like laying down. Like, it just, I guess just, giving them the break, or those muscles the break, and just walking backwards. I was like, man, this is freaking wicked, but, it was really cool. I really loved all the live music Mexico had going on, like at the different stations. Besides the beer and tequila, they had like freaking live bands playing, Eye of the Tiger, and like they had quite a few. I thought that was freaking wicked. I've never seen that before. Those are the things I love about Mexico, because they really can do some cool things like that. And they had like some traditional music going at some of the ones to get you all going, and they did a really good job, I think, at like, keeping the energy up. Let's say that. They did a really good job of keeping the energy up and everything. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. But, at the end I met this guy that was his 47th marathon. It's like insane. And, yeah, but, overall, wicked experience for sure. I think, if any of you are runners and you think that you're like, I should do a marathon, I think you should just do at least one to push yourself mentally and physically and emotionally, because it was definitely something. I'll never forget. I was looking at some of the photos I want to buy You know, found some more of me that, you know, are kind of funny. Some I'm like, oh, you know, some I'm running and I'm all into it still. But yeah, it's cool. So anyways, that's my comprehensive review, my very first marathon. It won't be my only, I'm sure. You know, I'm looking at doing another race, trail run possibly in January. So we'll check that out, but we'll see. But hey, anyways, thanks again if you made it all this way to the end of the video. Thanks again for your support. Couldn't have done it without all of you holding me accountable to making sure I didn't drop out, and you know, kept this stream alive. And you know, it was this was a 10-year-old goal, 10-year-old dream that I had. You know, 2007 is when I wrote this down in my dream journal, and you know, accomplished it now. So you know, that's what it's all about, just crossing off the dreams. So sweet. Till next time, everyone. Talk to y'all soon. Take care.